Hey folks, this is Rhykker, and we just got the reveal of the Season 4 theme for Diablo 4. Let's dive right in. Fresh from our public test realm, Season 4 Loot Reborn begins on May 14th, 10 AM PT. Oh, it's actually called Loot Reborn. Season 1, Season of the Malignant. Season 2, Season of Blood. Season 3, Season of the Construct. Season 4, Loot Reborn. It's accurate. So that's all stuff that we've known from the PTR. That's coming to the base game as well. Prepare to fight side by side with the Iron Wolves, a seasoned mercenary group. Yeah, so that is what we speculated on. In the PTR, we were seeing Iron Wolves inside Helltide. We were gaining like Iron Wolf reputation, and then there were data mines that were also showing some Iron Wolf stuff. So the Iron Wolves are indeed a part of the season theme. Itemization reforged, masterworking, tempering, and more. This is all stuff that we are already aware of. Unlike previous seasonal themes that only affect the seasonal realm, with Season 4 Loot Reborn, these itemization changes persist beyond the seasonal realm and affect the eternal realm as well. Well, yeah, I mean, they're changes to the core itemization of the game. So are they framing the itemization overhaul as the season theme and saying that's also coming to the base game? General item updates. Okay, so a lot of this is information that we already know. All of this from PTR is just great changes that are gonna massively improve the base game. So in case you haven't been following, this is what a new item would look like after you've acted upon it with a new system. So first off, fewer affixes, simplified affixes, no more damage on Tuesdays. But we also have a couple extra things happening here. This little star indicates a greater affix. Some affixes can roll as greater. That means they just have higher numbers on them. And then the little anvil here, these are tempered stats. So these are things that you crafted onto the item, which these are more nuanced stats and also really cool stats like chance to cast twice. You also have like area increased, things like that. And then you can see here the masterworking. Masterworking is sort of the new upgrade at the blacksmith. That's gone. Now it's this very late game, end game kind of crafting upgrade where you have 12 levels to upgrade through. Very long tail, perfecting your gear. Every masterworking upgrade gives you a small upgrade to all stats, with every fourth one randomly giving a big upgrade to one of your affixes. And this is a system that you cannot brick your item, because if you're unhappy with the result, you can just start over. You lose all the resources you invested, obviously, but you can't brick the item. Greater affixes, they're 50% stronger than regular affixes. Every affix has a chance to be a greater affix, but it's super rare to find full-on greater affixes. And you cannot enchant into it, so these are drop only. You cannot re-roll an affix into a greater affix. Gems are now simpler, so their effects are less highly situational. They're now giving more flat-out increases to your base attributes, which is going to help in the Paragon board, because you are not going to be stacking items with like plus to strength if you are a sorcerer. So now you can make up for missing strength by using gems if you want to, if you really need that for your Paragon boards. There's the big codex overhaul. Now you just extract. You don't have to store aspects anymore. They're permanently upgrading the Codex of Power. So once you've extracted a perfect rolled aspect, you never need to find that aspect again. You permanently have that and can permanently, infinitely imprint it onto new gear. Well, except in a new season. In a new season, your Codex resets. Helltide Reborn, these guys are really cool to experience. Just this big sandworm that comes out and spits out monsters. Unless otherwise noted, these Helltide changes affect both eternal and seasonal realms. So wait. I guess we'll find out, but I'm wondering if the Iron Wolves are also going to be appearing now in non-seasonal, huh? So again, as you do stuff in Helltide, you increase your threat level. It's like in GTA, you're getting more stars. The police are coming after you more until you become Hellmarked, and then the army comes after you. That's going to be the Hellborn. Really cool enemies will come for you. It's all very inspired by the Season of Blood. You got the accursed rituals, again, where you're going to be able to summon the big boss, and it's this nice big event that everyone can kind of group up for in the zone. Again, they're just taking the best from Season 2 and 3. We're also now getting Helltide in World Tier 1 and 2, getting to the fun of the game. It's really going to help with those early levels, make leveling feel better. I believe the most effective way to level now is Helltide. It's no longer the dopamine tunnels, so this is great because this is a fun thing to do. Okay, here we go. For the Wanderer that wants to push the limits of Helltide, an exceptionally valuable new elixir called Profane Mind Cage is available to up the ante. So that's exactly what the data mine said. You pop one of these, it increases the level of Helltide monsters by 10. For how long, though? That's something we don't know from the data mine, and we still don't know. Boosts Cinder drop rates. These are guaranteed drop after killing a Hellborn. Oh, okay, so you're guaranteed to get one after killing Hellborn. So they're not that rare. You'll see diminishing returns on boosted monster levels closer to level cap. Keep progressing in world tiers to retain the same benefit from this potent elixir. Okay. It's only going to last until the end of Season 4 of Reborn. Okay, so Profane Mind Cage is only here for the season. That's interesting. So far the only season exclusive thing is this Profane Mind Cage, which honestly just sounds like a good addition to the base game as well, but okay. Fresh demonic events have been added, including new encounters with the fabled Iron Wolves, which is not season only. Interesting. Okay, the Pit of Artificers. This opens up at World Tier 4. You gotta complete a Tier 46 Nightmare Dungeon to unlock these. Once you've done that, you'll start to find rune shards. These are your Greater Rift keys. From there, you can then open the obelisk in Karagar. You gotta kill enough monsters before 10 minutes is up to summon the final boss, and then also kill that final boss within the time. Each player death removes time from the clock. First death removes 30 seconds, second removes 60, third and subsequent deaths remove 90 seconds. And it sounds like they've not made changes here for group play. Again, this is exceptionally punishing in group play. Anyone in the group dying is going to knock time off that clock. Once you've killed enough monsters, you get a portal to the boss room. If you kill them within the time limit, you get masterworking materials. And you unlock the next level of the pit. The pit has 200 total levels of difficulty, so they've not raised the cap, because on PTR people already did tier 200. So we're starting off with, unless they've buffed things, we're already going to be able to clear tier 200. So you can enter in a group. Player who spends the rune shards to open the pit earns the lion's share of materials. Okay, so now everyone is going to earn materials. I thought on PTR it was only the person who opens it gets the materials. And then only the player who opened it has a chance to receive Stygian stones. Okay, these are used for summoning tormented echoes. These are level 200 versions of the Uber bosses. The ladder bosses, as they call them. The deeper you go, the more frequent these Stygian stones will appear. We're getting Uber and Dariel now. She's going to be a duplicate of Uber Duriel with regards to her drop table, but she's a much cooler fight. And again, we have these Tormented Echoes. These are level 200 versions of all those Uber ladder bosses. These bosses cost more to summon, but drop far more rewards. All items dropped from them will be item level 925. Yeah, I would hope. And defeating your first Tormented Echo drops 1 Resplendent Spark as a first-time reward account bound. So that's going to be one of the things you need to craft an Uber Unique. Fight with the Iron Wolves. Here we go. The season theme, or I guess the part that we don't know about yet. Suda the Anvil, a stoic field commander of the Iron Wolves that we're seeking out. The Iron Wolves we met in Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, back in Diablo. Well, they were in the Diablo 4 story as well, but they're playing a bigger part now, which is great. Members of their ranks have been dying under suspicious circumstances. Seek out the source of the slaughter to earn the Iron Wolves' favor. Meet Suda in Kejistan to start the journey to uncover this deadly plot. Okay, so we are getting a season quest. Working with the Iron Wolves will earn you several tempering manuals. Okay, nice. Which are key to unlocking your potential. Any Iron Wolf events that occur in Helltide will persist past the end of Season 4. Okay, so Iron Wolves are permanently in Helltide, but the specific seasonal plot, storyline, through which you're going to earn tempering manuals is going to be only for the season, and probably also not on the Eternal Realm. Okay. And then these cosmetics here that we're seeing as part of the Battle Pass. This here, on the free pass, yeah, that is part of the leak that we saw from Wowhead. This weapon skin is also part of the leak, but the armor skins are not part of the leak. These are new, so very, again, angelic and demonic looking. And it does seem as though, yeah, okay, those are part of the premium battle pass. So the Awoken Demigod. Aha. And May 2nd, 11 a.m. PT. This is going to be on Thursday. We're going to get our developer update live stream. Deep dive into Season 4 Loot Reborn. We'll discuss the many learnings from Season 4 PTR, system features, balance updates, and more. Okay, well, so I did anticipate seeing a smaller season theme this season because of the extent of the itemization overhaul, but I don't know that I expected basically no season theme. I mean, I'm trying to think, is there, unless I'm misunderstanding, there's effectively no mechanic at all. If we put aside the tempering and, right, all the itemization stuff, right? If we just look at the season theme itself, it's Iron Wolves. It's going to be earning favor for the Iron Wolves, which I think is just, again, for the season, earning favor for the Iron Wolves, being able to buff our Helltide by 10 monster levels, and just progressing through the bounty board of the Iron Wolves to unlock tempering recipes. But that seems to be it. There's, like, actually no mechanic. By contrast, I think that the Season 3, the Seneschal, the pet, the little robot, I think that was actually a very big mechanic, all things considered, that they had to develop an entirely new, you know, they developed a follower system, effectively, with all these new skills and stuff that have to interact and all that. So I think that was, like, a very big new mechanic. It's not necessarily one that everyone wanted. I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to have a pet, but that's fine. But I think just on the scope of it being a new system, it was pretty big. And by contrast, Season 1, I think, was a relatively small mechanic. But yeah, I guess between the data mines and what we had deduced from what we were seeing in-game in PTR, I thought that was like, okay, we're getting a portion of the full picture, and there's going to be some mechanic tied to it. But no, that was actually the whole thing. Huh. Okay. Well, I know this isn't going to go over well with a lot of people, but ultimately you could basically just consider, and I guess that's what they're doing. They're considering the itemization overhaul, the season mechanic that is permanently coming into the game. People have been asking for the season mechanics to become permanently part of the game, because we are getting a bounty of new systems just there, right? Again, tempering, masterworking, the pit. There is sufficient new content in Season 4. I mean, it's almost an entirely new game. It's gonna feel like an entirely fresh experience to come back and play D4 in Season 4. But they probably should have revealed the season theme along with everything else previously, so that the Band-Aid was ripped off at the time, right? Now you kind of made us wait for the season theme, and yeah, the season theme was actually what you already know about. But yeah, sounds like at the Campfire chat on Thursday, we're going to learn more about potential changes they've made based on PTR feedback. But that's going to wrap up our video over here, and I turn the question to you folks. What do you think? Sound off in the comments. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube supporters for making these videos possible. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to join Rhykkers Raiders for more Diablo content.